Are looks important? And the answer is very simple: fuck yeah! Because are looks important? And the answer is definitely yes. Vibe is important, who you are as a person is important, but looks show the world who you are. Are you a shy guy who's constantly worried about what others will think about him? Or are you someone with an opinion? Opinion regardless of what others think about it, how they will judge you about it? Or to put it in other words, are you a guy with a frame? Most people are part of a crowd, and you can see that by the way they look, by the way they're dressed, groom, the work they have, the hobbies they choose. They live boring lives, but you're here to change that. There are two ways you can change your life. One is to start from the inside, from your goals, your values, the way you view the world, and wait until it changes how you dress, talk, walk, fuck, etc. Or you can just be whoever the fuck you wanna be. You can change the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you are with people, the way you are on dates, and the way you fuck. And it will very fast change your worldview. People who choose the first option most often do it as an excuse to not make any real changes, but still feel as if something is happening in their life, when actually it is not. I prefer the second option, and you will be surprised by how fast your world changes if you just start doing whatever the fuck you want to do in your life, in practical terms. So here we are with the lovely lady who is totally responsible for all the fucked up shit I've done with my looks. She's totally guilty of me having a beard, shaving the head off, having an earring, and all this, like, yeah, so... And today we're gonna talk with her about how to stop dressing like a nice guy and how to start look more like a bad boy. And, well, could you introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Anna. Anush, actually. Hi guys, my name is Anna. Anush, actually. I'm a stylist for like 10 years already, and I know Robert for six, I guess. And yeah, I'm guilty of that. But I'm really proud of my work. If you've seen Robert's pictures before, you would know what I mean.
Guys actually asked for before and after pictures.
Oh my god,
I don't have any.
Totally do it. No, you do. I have some pictures.
Okay, so we will post them with this video. Okay, well, let me open my notes because like I have no idea what we should talk about. So let's start with clothes. What I think is number one thing, we guys must emphasize how like we must have this V shape for us. Like we must emphasize our shoulders and hide our bellies, so to say. And to do that, what I do is I always wear either V-neck t-shirts. When I had a little bit fatter face, I used to wear V-neck t-shirts like this. Now I don't, because like all the gym stuff. So one thing is V-neck t-shirts, and another one is when you buy something at a store, like a shirt or a t-shirt or jeans, I always go for slim fit look, but Anna here has a bit different opinion that she wants to add.
It depends really on your body shape. If you have a belly, if you're narrow shouldered, or if you have like maybe some problem in this area, you know, you should not go for a slim fit. You should, and never, please never go to a body fit that is really tight. Please go to a regular or maybe to a slim fit, but that will not be really emphasizing all your negatives. And one big trick that every guy can use is actually rolling up your sleeves. If you do this, you will always give yourself a little bit more volume on the arm, and it always gives you the bigger, you know, bigger chest and bigger shoulders. This is the best thing absolutely any guy can do. You can do it both with the shirts like this, with the casual shirt, with even a very like business looking shirt, you know, a dress shirt, or also a jacket. If it's not a business jacket, of course. Yeah, you can always roll up your sleeves. It will always give you more volume.
Okay, so as far as I understand, like, tell me if I'm right. So everyone can go for a slim fit thing, but they have to make sure it doesn't emphasize their belly, like pressing out.
Yeah.
But
your buttons have to go like this, not like this. No.
And if you have a little bit of belly or don't, the best thing to do is roll up your sleeves, whatever it is that you're wearing. So yeah, always go for a slim fit. What's with jeans? Always slim fit?
No. Jeans almost never slim fit. Actually, with jeans, you have to think, with all your clothes, you have to think not only about the fit, but also about the size. And this is a big problem. Sometimes I see a guy who's wearing a jeans that is too small for him, and I mean, I can see everything. Some things I don't want to see, you know, and stuff like this. She
doesn't want to see.
Yeah, and sometimes, a lot of times, I see guys wearing, for example, jackets or suits that are huge for them, you know. So always when you go to a store, if you go alone, which is not the best idea if you have a stylist or but if you go alone, please let the consultants know what you're looking for. They will help you with the size and with everything else. Talking about jeans and slim fit, it's always better if it's a little more loose up here and a little more narrowed down, you know. If it's absolutely slim fit, you will look like a girl in a legging, and
but that's
you don't want to do that.
That's skinny, no? Isn't that like the difference?
No,
the skinny jeans and the slim fit, no?
Yeah, kind of. Slim fit jeans are more or less okay, but skinny are like leggings.
Skinny
and
is
super
up.
Skinny is never.
So the shit that I'm wearing is like slim fit.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah, but see, it's here, it's loose.
It's too loose.
No, it's okay.
My legs ain't sexy.
Yeah, so guys, first thing you have to think about is size. It's really important.
Okay, so the right size, nothing too skinny. Like don't have those like lady legs that you all like.
Chicken legs.
Like no yoga pants, guys. So for the top, slim fit if your body affords it. Roll up your sleeves or jackets, like whatever. What else from the general look before we go to accessories and hair and beards and things like that? Is there anything else guys should know? Like if they are, like, let's say someone is like a regular average guy, what are some basic things they can do to be more of a bad boy?
Okay, shut up. So one thing any guy can use to make him look better, absolutely any guy, is a jacket. It can be a very casual jacket with a stretch, you know, the one that you can actually drive a car and sleep and have a hunch, you know, you can actually move in it. It doesn't have to be dressy or business-wise. It's supposed to be like a jacket, but you can stretch. It has shoulder pads so that it will give you again the shoulder that you want, you know, and it will also give you a shape. Because if you're wearing, for example, a huge sweater, you know, the grandpa option, it will give you volume everywhere. But a jacket will give you a volume where you need it. Exactly, especially if you like roll up your sleeve or roll up your sleeve and from there is a rolled up shirt, you know, or stuff like this. It will give you more volume and the shape that you need. You can also wear it open, you know, you don't have to close it all the time, but it will look good on everybody with no exceptions. Even if you are like 5XL size, it will look good on you. No, really. I have a few clients who are like really big, but they look amazing in a jacket.
So moving on from this topic is something that I wanted to talk about is stereotypes. I really love thinking in stereotypes when it comes to clothing. Let's say you are thinking whether to buy a certain shirt or not, and you should ask yourself a question. Whatever it is you're buying, you can ask stereotypically, who wears this type of clothing? Is it a boring dude who sits in an office in like a checkered shirt? Is it a gym rat, a guy who spends 4 hours every day in a gym and doesn't do anything else in his life? Or maybe it's a 18-year-old wannabe rap star. So if it's a boring office dude stereotype, if it's a gym rat stereotype, if it's a 18-year-old wannabe rapper stereotype. Just you're doing it wrong. If the stereotype would be, oh, a bad guy could wear it, or like a high value dude could wear it, then it's a good stereotype. What do you think about this?
I agree, but I don't call it stereotypes. I call it associations. Like when you see something, you have associations with something. Like for example, you see a dude with a beard, and you know, lumberjacks and lumbersexuals are in right now, so you have association with that. So I call it a different way, but I agree. But talking about the check shirts, lumbers use the check shirt, so don't talk about check shirt. But yeah, I agree.
Checkered shirts are for hipsters. Fuck hipsters.
Talk to the hand. Okay. So anyway, what I was saying.
Stereotypes.
Yeah. So basically, it's the same thing. But I think that depending on little things like accessories or like, you know, beards and hair, you can actually change those things also. And it also depends on how you wear it. Like for example, if Robert wears a suit, it will look absolutely different on him than like a businessman who owns like 5 businesses in I don't know, Italy, will always look different. So it depends on your posture, also very important. You know, you have to be straight with your shoulders back and down. And yeah, so it also depends on your posture, how you walk, how you talk, you know. And a very important thing, that it has to work together. If you are very shy guy, you know, if you're like you have very close positions all the time and you're trying to wear something flashy, it will look a little weird, you know, and it will not actually work. So be true to yourself, whatever you're doing. You know, if you're a shy guy and you want to be like something else, you can go...
I'll pause you for a second. So in the intro of this video, I told you about changing yourself from inside or starting to act like a dick. So this is the part which is like act before you are, like fake it till you make it part. So you have to understand the limit. You will obviously not feel comfortable wearing like a bad boy stuff as you start doing it. Obviously, don't overdo it.
Yeah, start small. Always
yeah, start small. But start doing it further than you feel comfortable. Like if you feel comfortable just like changing one thing, we'll change 2 things. Just to, because if you change the outer game, the inner game changes by default.
I agree. It actually works better with women, but it works with guys as well. With guys, yeah, I agree. I don't remember what I was saying, but yeah, he's right for once.
Okay, and now let's move to hair and beards. So, hair and beard. Well, with hair it's very easy. Just go to a rock star hairdresser and tell him what you want. Tell him, I'm bored of being a nice guy, do something with this. And a really good hairdresser will almost always do something that looks very good in the office, and you can actually wear it as a bad boy in the street as well. Take your photos, go to another cheaper hairdresser, make him or her repeat it, and then if you can afford, go to a good hairdresser all the time, but if you can, just do it once, take the photos, and yeah. If you're starting to lose hair, well, this is what you do.
And you do it not after 5 years, like someone, but you do it actually like
because,
right away.
Like, there's just one thing I want to say about this. When I first shaved off my head, I was looking at my hairdresser doing it, and I had only one thing in my mind. Damn, I wish I've done this 5 years sooner. If you're shaving it, keep it clean. Find a good way to shave so that it's even. About the beard, if you have a beard, just keep it neat. That's the rule. The worst thing you can have with the beard is have it unkept, look like shit. And you don't actually need a lot of beard for it to look good if you have a good barber or whoever does your beard.
Please find a barber. Don't try to do it yourself. Get a barber. If you don't have something long like Robert, you can actually do it yourself sometimes. But once a month you go to a barber, once a month you do it yourself. Once a month, it has to be a routine. Don't go there when there is someone living in there already.
Yeah, I just do it like once in 3 weeks to keep it neat, and I think it's reasonable. Yeah, if you have good hair, don't fucking shave it off. Like, why would you fucking do that? Because I've seen some guys who got inspired by me and shaved their head off. Like, why? Seriously, go get a good haircut. It looks better for most guys. I'm just like with my awesome head shape.
Shut up. I can actually say that there are some girls who love shaved heads. Like, love. But of course, if you have something here, if you're absolutely bald everywhere, you're looking like a little baby. So even if you don't have a good like beard shape, if it doesn't grow enough, still go to a good barber. Even if you have like 3 hair here and here, he will make something out of it. Really, I watched people going from like 3 hairs, doing amazing job with the barber. So yeah, it's worth it.
And going for this change will be a good test for your frame, because what happened to me when I said I'm shaving off my head, 3 girls told me, "Oh, I'm not seeing you again." 2 of them I hadn't slept with yet. Both came back. It's all about your frame.
Okay, and one more thing about if you have good hair, please, I beg you, don't go both beard and long hair. It looks, or you are like a biker from 80s. The second option is Jesus. So it's not, again, how you were saying it. I was calling it associations, and you?
Stereotypes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you don't want to look like Jesus. Maybe you do, but it really looks weird.
From St. Robert's Church.
No, it really looks a little weird. So if you have a long beard, please don't let your hair grow. It looks, okay. And also don't go for a goatee that is out for like 15 years. The goatee, the small one. It's horrible. And also be careful with the, how you call them in English? Those.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Elvis,
Yeah.
So
I forget the name.
Yeah, so please don't. They are out. Going with just a mustache, it has to be amazing. If you're going with just a mustache, you have to take care of it. You have to make it like, like hipster style maybe, or it has to be styled. If you have just a mustache, you will look like a maniac. A little bit, it's out also. So be careful about that.
Okay.
And also Hitler mustache is out.
It's good.
It's out. Even if you want to be a really bad guy, please don't do it. It's a horrible association.
It's a different type of bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I still see some guys doing that.
So let's talk a bit about accessories. You can use accessories to achieve 2 goals. One is to emphasize your V shape, so the top part of your body. Basically, don't wear a bum bag on your waist, because that emphasizes your belly. Even if you don't have one, it looks like you have one. But you can wear something up here. I do scarves. Well, I've had one scarf for like 6 years. So.
Which I gave to him.
Yeah, as a present. You can do necklaces. Things like army tags or whatever leather stuff you can get from AliExpress for €2. Seriously, that's what I do.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah, and the other thing you can do is you regular accessories you wear, you can have a story behind them. For example, I have this watch, and a lot of people, almost every girl says, "Wow, this watch is so cool," and I say, "Yeah, actually." This watch has a story about illegal gambling with Italian mafia, but we were talking about what, and I create an open loop that I tell about later. So watch is a very good thing to think about.
But it has to be interesting. If it's just a watch from just a store, it doesn't work. It has to be something irregular. It has to be something interesting that will catch the eye of a person. It also can be a necklace, it also can be a tag, it can be anything, an earring maybe, but it has to be interesting, something out of the ordinary.
Like very light peacocking, you could actually say. And with watches, I really like diesel watches because a lot of them are very interesting. You guys know, do not do Rolex and all that shit, because that puts you in a provider box and you will be the guy who pays for dinner, not the guy Yeah. You can wear a lot of stuff. Wait, let me. You can wear a lot of stuff on your arms. Leather stuff. I mostly prefer leather stuff. I'm not really one for chains. Maybe you have a different opinion?
No, I think it both works if it looks good, because chains sometimes, if it's not a very good quality, if you actually do it for €2, it can go, you know, the metal stuff goes out and it doesn't look good. So if it looks good, it can be anything. And also a lot of people are allergic to the metal, so but the metal, both with leather, always looks rugged and manly. So these are two things you should use if you want to go for a bad guy look.
So, as I said, 2 reasons to wear accessories. Either to emphasize your top part with a scarf or necklace, or something with a story, like something around your arm, a good watch, and things like that. So 2 more things. First, tattoos. Tattoos obviously are a bad boy thing, but don't make a tattoo just to be a bad boy. But there's just one thing I want to say about tattoos. If you wanted one for several years, go fucking do it. And when I got my first and so far the only tattoo, which is like fucking huge, I spoke to a friend of mine and I asked him, hey, but what if 20 years later I say, oh, this was so stupid? And his response was, yeah, but for 20 years you will have an amazing tattoo. And that's what I did. So if you wanted one for years, go fucking do it.
I want to say something about that. If you want to do it, don't do it. If you want to do it, please make a research. You need a good master. Don't go to just any. I have a few people who I know who had a dream that he has like a huge tattoo. In the morning, what are you doing? In the morning, he goes to like any tattoo shop that is opened, and he has not a very good tattoo, you know. So make a research, find out with your friends who has good tattoos, ask around, go see a portfolio, because every tattoo master has a portfolio. You know, make a research, then it will work.
If you have to wait in line for less than 3 months, the master is probably crap.
Yeah.
And the last thing to think about is, guys, seriously, take care of it. Take care of yourselves. Like, look at your nails, look at your nose hair, look at your ear hair, even eyebrows. Like right now, I look like Russian politician Brezhnev because I can't find a new master. But take care of those things whenever you go out. Like, whenever I go out, each time I stand in front of a mirror and I check all those small things. Is my teeth clean and all that? Are you basically ask yourself, am I fuckable?
I think if a guy asks himself that, he will also say yes. But guys, if it's too hard for you, because actually men are more concentrated on a whole picture, like women, we see details. So if you don't really see those details, have someone, a girlfriend, not a girlfriend, but a friend who's a girl.
Your wife.
To shut up, to give you some tips and maybe sometimes control you a little bit about that. She would, like, I'm doing this for Robert, and I'm like, what's happening with your eyebrows, stuff like this. Just ask them, and believe me, they will be happy to do it, So have a friend better lady, who will give you some tips and maybe help you with that.
Yeah. As any one of you who I've coached knows, I sometimes go shopping with my clients, but
he's taking my job from me.
But seriously, guys, if you can afford it, get someone to look at your style, take you to stores or whatever. But what Anna usually does with her clients, and what we will offer to you, is getting a lookbook. Can you tell more?
Yeah, it's basically like a personalized little magazine where I will tell you, depending on your body type, depending on your colors, depending on how you look and maybe where you work and what you do in your life, what you should wear. It will be just ideas that you can just take to the store and show the girls there. They will help you to put the style like this together and look like this together. So basically, I'll just need a little information about you and a few pictures. That is it. Information that I need is what you do in your life, like what do you do for a living, maybe how you what do you do on weekends, and how you like to rest, stuff like that. Basically, that's it. And I need your pictures. That's it. And you will get your lookbook in like a week, maybe 2.
So the important part about the lookbook is it balances the bad boy part with your business. It will be a look that you can most probably wear to your work, but that will be good for day game as well, which is important. So you don't really want to finish work, go home, change, and then go day gaming. So yeah, that's how you, in practical steps, stop being a nice guy and start dressing up. Stop being a pussy. And start dressing and looking more like a bad boy. So thank you. Subscribe for the next videos, because the next video will be on how, on basically on attitude, how a bad boy behaves on dates, in sets, and how his attitude is totally different from a nice guy. Are you a nice guy who lives
This motor?
Fuck, don't you? Are looks important? Oh, fuck, fucked up. What? Yeah. Fuck. There are two things. Yeah, fuck this shit.